challenge the way you remember it, and you remember your experience of it. A little bit about Levine, how he did some daring things in the day, like when he had Martin Luther King speak in the temple when the Protestant churches wouldn't allow him to speak. So we want to kind of tie the two time frames together.
Sure.
My film for TV, my series called Men of God, is set in 1966 through 68 in New York City, right in the heat of the battle, right in Columbia U and Union Seminary and Jewish Theological Seminary and Riverside Church and Harlem. So a lot of these things are very germane to the era in which you started Challenge. And in fact, we write in that your example was sort of the impetus behind the Global Ministries Council that wants to take your concept, your idea about interfaith out to the world. So already it has a sort of an impetus within the fiction.
Where did this come out of the story Camp Brotherhood? How was this?
I think that's maybe this. Maybe that's this one, or I don't know. We'll have to look at those.
Did you bring it as Tom had?
No, I brought these.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a full set. So we listened a little bit to. Are we set to go?
We are recording.
Okay. Do you think we should start everything clean, or just let it run? I think we'll just pick up.
Just let it run, I guess, and
All
edit
right.
it out.
This is our start.
Clap.
Clap. Tom on one camera, Mark on the other. Hey, we're set to go.
I refer to as Neal, is that right?
Neal. Yeah. We're here today at Camp Brotherhood, now the Cascadian retreat. The Cascadian Center is a retreat here in Mount Vernon, Washington, out in the beautiful hills that we're looking at in the North Cascades. And I'm here with my good friend, Father Tracy, whom I haven't seen, I've seen him a few months back, but we go back some 40, 50 years to when he and Rabbi Raphael Levine, who was a prominent rabbi in Seattle during the, I suppose, the 40s, 50s, 60s for 42 years. And together, the two of them responded to an invitation by a local TV station, KOMO-TV, owned by the Fisher family, it's an ABC affiliate, to a Rotary Club idea of having a Catholic priest, an Irish Catholic priest, and a Jewish rabbi, and a Protestant, sort of a revolving Protestant pastor, on a program together where they discussed issues of the day. And in the 60s, beginning of the 60s, when at the time, I think when you started the program, Father, correct me if I'm wrong, but was it really legal for a Catholic priest to talk with a Jewish rabbi openly?
There wasn't much dialogue going on at that time between us, that's for sure.
But it was Pope John the 23rd?
John 23rd.
Who made it,
open up the windows.
Open the windows. And we have a little clip on that where you and Father and Rabbi Levine were standing in the Basilica. This is on one of your challenge programs, and we'll cut this into the tape so the audience can view it too. But this was in the Basilica where the Father is standing next to you on a chilly day. He has his hat and scarf on, he had a cold. And he's just getting a sense of the place like he's never had before. Did you watch this the other night? You haven't seen it probably for years, have you?
I remember it.
Yeah. Pope Paul VI was the Pope at the time. And I'm going to just give you a brief on this, but Rabbi Levine talks about, well, here he speaks for himself.
Because I see here the great tradition, Father, that has made you what you are. I have learned and got a great deal from the time that I remember when the word Christ and Christian were utterly anathema to me, when they were symbols of fear, symbols of tragedy, symbols of persecution. And here to stand here, after Pope John, of blessed memory, opened the windows of the church on the world and gave us all a better insight into what the church represents and is trying to do. And what I have experienced since I've been here on this visit, meeting with the group on interfaith activities, and realizing how serious they are, how earnest they are, to try to get us to understand them, how they're willing to admit the mistakes that they have made, and how they are willing to recognize that we are all really brothers in spite of our differences in theology, that we are striving for the same goal. And so standing here in the center of Christendom, I feel very much at home.
The Basilica of St. Peter.
Well, I'll bet that was refreshing for you to see that again.
Was.
I watched that again and again.
Good.
It's really a great inspiration to me to see how, for the first time, as he says, returning with you, because you were as his brother by that point in time. You had such a brotherly love that grew over the years, that through you he was able to see this and experience the Basilica and the church in a whole new way, where before it would have, I know this man, and it would have given him shivers to think of being there even. So in the years that you took up just about every topic imaginable, from your first program, which was Who Killed Christ, which had to be the gutsiest magnum opus that you could imagine a week before Easter, and to have Rabbi Levine there to be answering that. There seemed to be throughout all the programs, and of course Don McCune, the narrator, set the tone. He was so professional. But there seemed to be such a respect that you all had for one another and your positions, and you let each other speak out your entire thought before someone else spoke. And it was just an entirely different thing than we see on television today, where people are talking over one another and really nothing ever gets accomplished. And one of the reasons that we're making this tape today is to look at the prospects now of a program that builds on the challenge tradition that you and Rabbi Levine and Don McCune and KOMO-TV established, and see whether it can have legs again in a time when today we're in the same sort of crises with racial crises, religious differences and wars, the quest for freedom, truth, equality, justice that we were looking for when I was an activist in the 60s. And you remember those days, Arch?
We ran out of tape.
Oh, okay.
You have a